Good morning, friends. Today we will talk about FI-MM General Accounting Entries in SAP. As there are so many movement types in the SAP system, probably everything we cannot cover up in a single video, but then couple of important ones I have just noted down as part of this video. Before I proceed further, I'd like to request all of you that kindly like this video. Put up your comments if you have any questions, query. Share this video in your network and let's help each other to become more knowledgeable and understand the system and its functionality in a better way. So without delaying further, let's move. So what we will see as part of this video is we will see the brief introduction of FIMM integration. I will not go the deep dive of this particular thing. We can have a separate video on this topic for going into detail of it. We will see mainly our FIMM accounting entries along with movement types, and then finally we will end up this video with my conclusion. Let's move further. So what is FIMM integration in general? If somebody will ask you, what do you understand out of it? For me, I will say the connection of inventory department or the purchase department in the organization with the accounting department in the organization is what is called as SAP FI and MM integration. And there are five important components to it. For FI/MM integration to happen correctly in the SAP system, there are five important components: material master, valuation class, movement types, transaction key, and GL accounts. Once all these five are in place with all the relevant setups and required settings, your FI/MM integration is going to work efficiently. You will not face any issue. Kindly keep in mind that you should remember the sequence. Everything starts with the material master, then goes to the valuation class, then it searches for the movement types, it fetches the transaction key, and then finally the entry hits in the respective GL account which is being mapped against that. I hope till here it is clear to you. Let's move on. Now coming to the accounting entries. So for goods receipt, the movement type is 101, and where it is used is receiving goods from a vendor against a purchase order, nothing but PO. So accounting entry will be debit your inventory account with the transaction key VSX and credit the GRIR account, which is a clearing account with the transaction key WRX. Then next, goods issue, that is movement type 261, and the process where the 261 is used is issuing goods from inventory for consumption. Kindly remember the purpose for which this goods issue is referring to. So inventory for consumption, transfer or production. For these three scenarios, movement type 261 will be used, and the accounting entry will be debit cost of goods sold account. That is what is the meaning of COGS with the transaction key KNV, and credit will go to the inventory account VSX. Okay, so that is the entry it will come in case of movement type 261 goods issue. Next, transfer posting. with the movement type 301. The process is whenever you are transferring goods between storage locations within the same plant. That means your storage locations will be situated in the same plant. Maybe single plant you have two storage locations A and B, and if they are transferring goods between storage location A to storage location B, in that case the movement type 301 will be used. How the accounting entry will be? Debit the inventory account, the receiving storage location BSX, and credit the inventory account issuing storage location, and the transaction key is AUM. Then for initial stock entry, so this is basically like you are receiving the goods through the MyGo transaction code. The process is creating initial inventory records at the beginning of a new fiscal year or for any new material which is coming up. So accounting entry will be debit the inventory account BSX and credit the clearing account if applicable with WRX, and that is how your initial stock entry will come into the picture with regard to the new materials, or maybe you are creating something in the new fiscal year. Now moving next, but before that I will say this is not related to that whenever we do the initial stock upload, that is a separate one. Okay, let's move next. Issue to the production order. That means issue means you are issuing goods to the production order, and the movement type is 262. The process is issuing goods to a production order for consumption in the manufacturing process. That means suppose leather is being issued to the factory where the shoes are made, is a kind of similar kind of activity where the shoes are getting produced. So in that case the accounting entry will be debit work in progress WIP account with BSX, and credit will be inventory account BSX. Then next, issue to the sales order, and this basically is related to your PGI, your post goods issue is what we are referring to. Remember, at the time of PGI also it is the only FI-MM integration which works. It does not work with FI-SD integration. Please keep this point in mind. Many people are confused about it. Okay, now process is issuing goods to fulfill a customer order. That means you are basically doing the PGI entry. The accounting entry will be cost of goods sold account debit, transaction key KNV, and credit will be your inventory account VSX. Remember, in this case it is a finished goods inventory, it is not your raw material inventory. Even material has too many different types. For example, raw material, semi-finished goods, sample goods. There are so many. If you study SAP MM, it is an interesting module, and it is also one of the core module of SAP. Let's proceed further. Now, issue to the work order movement type 264. The process is issuing goods to a work order for internal consumption. That means it will be consumed internally. Accounting entry is debit the order account work to order with the KNV transaction key, and credit the inventory account with BSX. Next, return to vendor movement type 122. The process is returning goods to a vendor due to defects or any other reason. So this movement type 122 can be used in such cases. Accounting entry will be debit GRIR clearing account with WRX transaction key, and credit the inventory with BSX transaction key. Moving next, goods receipt for blocked stock movement type 103. If you are receiving goods that need to be first inspected or further validated before they can be fully added to the inventory. If you are receiving any goods of such type, that will demand for the movement type 103. And remember, at this level, for this transaction in the standard system, it does not generate any accounting entry. You can ask why it doesn't generate. The reason is it is not, this stock is not added as part of inventory. First the inspection has to be done, and only after inspection by using the movement type 105 that will get added to the final inventory. So that is the reason why the 103 does not have any accounting entry as such. Next, cancellation of goods receipt movement type 102. This is basically whatever you receive by the movement type 101, you can cancel it via using it 102. This goods receipt will get cancelled. Cancelling goods receipt raised by the movement type 101, that is the process involved here. The accounting entry will be inventory account BSX will be credited and debit will be your GRIR clearing account with WRX transaction key. Moving next. Now coming to the conclusion part of this particular video, please remember that FI-MM integration is very important from the interview perspective. So please remember as many as possible accounting business scenarios as possible. Kindly ensure that you are preparing accounting entries for all possible scenarios which can come. You never know which kind of accounting entry will be asked by the interviewer, and you will have to answer it. And remember, whatever you answer in the interview, it matters. So if your answer is close to the correct answers or very much close to the perfection kind of thing, then your chances of getting selected in the interview will be very high. Otherwise, rejection is anyway a guaranteed option. So that's it for this video. Good luck, prepare well. Moving next. If you have any query, questions, clarifications, or you need any kind of inputs, please send your email to the given email ID below. I will definitely respond you back on that. Moving next, we have come to the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching this video. Kindly like this video, subscribe my YouTube channel, and also share this video in your network. It will be definitely helpful to lot of people. So don't keep the knowledge only with you, share it with others. Let everybody get benefit out of it. Thank you once again. Have a good day. Bye bye.